Welcome to the Joseph Evaldi podcast. This is Joseph Evaldi of the Joseph Evaldi Network. And tonight we have news with Joe Baxter. We have another poem by Slow Mo Joe, and he'll always read it, but tonight we have a very special segment. It is called a new show that we're going to be doing. It's Jobber's Pit. We're going to have a guest, or maybe two, we don't know, but we shall see. We're going to cut to the news, and here is Joe Baxter. This is Joe Baxter, ace reporter from AP News. This just in from San Antonio, Texas. Woman gives birth in Chick-fil-A bathroom. Baby gets perks. A baby from San Antonio, Texas, AP. A baby girl is guaranteed food for life and a job. Wow. I don't know, that doesn't seem exciting. Food for life, yes. But a job? I don't know about that. After her mother gave birth in a Chick-fil-A bathroom. Fallon Griffin was having contractions when she and her husband stopped at a fast food restaurant in San Antonio to drop off their daughters with a family friend. She had to use a bathroom, but the restaurant was closed. The couple banged on the door. Store director Brenda Enriquez tells KSAT TV she opened the door and Griffin was screaming. Enriquez grabbed some towels. This is some very exciting news and an exciting birth. Husband Robert Griffin says he managed to unwrap the umbilical cord from baby's neck and deliver Graceland Griffin. Tough. Give the baby credit. It is a tough birth and managed to pull through. Baby and mom and baby are doing fine. The company says Graceland will have free Chick-fil-A for life and a job when she turns 14. Well, I guess she can enjoy eating Chick-fil-A and unfortunately pay all of it back when she works. But hopefully we wish for the best for Graceland Griffin, and good luck to her in her future life. Next, Cupper, let me see what's here. I got an article right now. This just in from Wadsworth, Illinois, AP. Giant pyramid tourist attraction burns in North Illinois. As Uncle Kurt would say. Authorities say Fire severely damaged a giant pyramid home that doubles as a tourist attraction in northern Illinois. Gurnee Fire Department firefighters responded to a report that an elderly man in a wheelchair and his dog were trapped by the fire at Gold Pyramid House in Woodsworth Tuesday afternoon. Not a good situation to be in. Through hearing, as I read more, fires officially say no people were hurt, but the dog died. My sympathies go to this elderly man in a wheelchair who lost his dog. As we know, dog is man's best friend, and I'm sorry that the dog went through that kind of tragedy. The dog deserved better. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says the fire wasn't suspicious. The Gold Pyramid House was built in 1977 as a private residence, but has since opened for public tours. A 50-foot tall, 17-meter tall statue of Ramses II stands guard outside. Wow. All this in Illinois, wow. I did not know that. The 17,000 square foot, 1,600 square meter, 6-story structure, about 45 miles north of Chicago, is surrounded by a moat. A moat? What the heck is a moat? Could somebody tell me what the hell is a moat? Well, I don't know. We'll figure that one out. And contains a replica of King Tut's tomb. Oh. Seems all this in Illinois. Well, my sympathies go out to the dog. That dog should have not lost its life due to some pyramidical fire. It's just a sad thing. This is Joe Vexter, Ace Reporter. Back to the podcast. Okay, that was Joe Vexter. Sorry to hear about the loss of a dog, and also congratulations to birth of a new life. So, it's ironic with the news today, I guess. The news was life and death. I guess that was the theme that Joe Vexter was going for. We all go through those stages, and I give. Those were good news stories. Thank you, Joe Vexter. I'm gonna head to break. I'm gonna try to get on the phone with my guests. One guest we have in the studio. One guest, if he arrives on the show, we have another guest. So it'll be Joe Macho and the guest, and there are the hosts of Jobber's Pit, which will be a show on the network, but it's more after the break.
The fans look forward to wrestling, and they are part of the show. It was just yesterday on WWE Raw that the wave broke out on TV, and they stopped wrestling. The fans are as much of the production as the wrestlers. It is us who influence the direction of wrestling, and they say what they wanted. I remember when I was at a WCW event, and I started a Sid chant to beat up an opponent. He was a heel at the time, but my chant made him a face, and it was heard on cable TV. I guess then I influenced the crowd at that time, and the crowd reacted. Crowds have been known to influence the direction of where the storylines go. At times, the wrestling promotion likes to swerve the crowd, an unanticipated twist in the storyline. Crowds are a part of the show. However, the production makes the show. It's the people at the concession stands. It's the people who control the lighting and the camera work. Through the course of this audiobook, you will see the change in wrestling, of how it is operated and how it is produced, and how it influenced society as a whole. Now, as Vince put it, they compete with all forms of entertainment as society changes and try to stay relevant. You have the traditional fans, but if you're my age, of 36, the last wrestlers still wrestling on a main stage from the 1980s era are Sting and The Undertaker. This is a statement of the times, and like every era, it changes.
Okay, that was Evolution of the Square Circle, the production of professional wrestling that is written by Joseph Evaldi, narrated by Dickie Thomas, and back to the podcast. Okay, before I get back to the podcast, I want to give a shout out to two people. To Richard Androlkis, who is a supporter of the network. He's got a few shows from the Olkanus Network on Spreaker. Good things to check out. Also, I give a shout out to 214. He's got some of his stuff on Spotify and maybe there's another site, I can't think of it at the time, but when I get him on as a guest, he'll talk about it. It's very good. But back to the podcast. Alright, I'm back. This is Joseph Evaldi of the Joseph Evaldi podcast. I'm gonna introduce my next guest. It's undetermined if we could get the other guests on the phone, but we have one guest in the studio. We had him on the podcast once before, and I'll tell you, it was a train wreck. He tried to host the show of the Joseph Evaldi podcast, but since then, he sought out counseling and he's doing a little bit better. We had a discussion with him, and I guess he was upset with his job and everything else. I guess job and working in retail when he did work in retail.